Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, we are going to be making a Windows app that connects to a database using the PHP files we previously created. Um, our main page is just going to contain 4 buttons: a view contacts, add contacts, edit contacts, and delete contact button. This section right here is auto-generated, and then these are the settings for our buttons. We have a name for the buttons, which is right here. We have what the button says, the content. We have our alignment and our margins, and we have a read click method. So this will tell the app what it has to do when the button is clicked. And there are just 4 buttons nested inside of a grid layout. Okay. Then we have our display contacts, which will simply be a list view, and we'll give it a name of contacts. We'll have horizontal alignments. So we have a horizontal alignment, a stretch, vertical alignment, a stretch. And we're going to be using, we actually don't need the item click method. We're only going to be using the context tab method. So we can actually get rid of that. Okay. And inside of the list view, you're going to have a list view resources, and you're going to have your style. Target type is going to be a list view item. Its property is going to be set to horizontal content alignment, and value will be stretched. That way, the content will actually stretch the whole list view. Okay, so this is just going to be used to display the context. It's going to be a list view which contains individual items to represent each contact. This is going to be our user control, which will be the item in the list view. It'll contain 9 text blocks: first name, last name, area code, phone, and next to it, it will have the actual values representing it. And you can just look at the code to see how to set it all up. Alright, you have all of that. You can pause anytime you want. And then this will be our ID. It's not going to be visible because we don't want the user to see the ID. This is just used as a reference for when we do modifications to the database. We also have a edit contact SAML, and we're going to have a first name text box. So yeah, it's all in a stack panel. So we're going to have a text box of first name, text box where we enter the first name, another text box that will be the last name, a text box where we enter the last name, area code, text block, text box where we enter area code, etc. At the very bottom, we're going to have a nested stack panel with orientation horizontal. We're going to have 2 buttons: the apply button and the content button, and each button has a clickable method. Lastly, we're going to have our navigation context, and this will be used to send data between each page. Okay. So yeah, you'll have a page just so that we know from what page we navigated to. String ID, first name, last name, area, and phone. So this will all be properties of our contacts from our database. Okay, just gonna hover over this in case you missed something. You can pause anytime you want to copy the rest. And I did not modify any of the auto-generated code, so this part right here is exactly how it should be, or how Visual Studio adds it. Okay, the context SAML. Okay. display contacts horizontal content alignment in case you couldn't see that, and our main page. Okay. So now that we have all of our pages set up, we actually have to do something. Since we're going to be working with JSONs in this app, we want to right click on our project name and select manage NuGet packages. We're just waiting for it to load now. And you want to make sure that you're using the JSON.NET GNU or NuGet package. Okay, that's it. So now we can actually start looking at the code behind this. For today, all we're going to be looking at is the main page saml.cs. Here are all of our imports, or everything we are using in this class. So the namespace is going to be context, right? Because that's the whole the package, or right, the project. That's what we named it. Named context. Most of this stuff is auto-generated. The only thing I actually did was I added this line right here just so that we don't have a giant backstack every time we navigate to the main page. So all this does is it removes all the values, or yeah, it removes all the pages from the page stack. Okay, and so now we're actually handling each button. We have our create click method, which handles when the create button is clicked. We want to send in a navigation context object that we clicked the create button, and we want to navigate to the edit contact page. Our read click sends in that we click the read button, and we head over to display contacts. And we're going to this page, and we're sending in our navigation context object along with it. When we click delete click, we want to send in that we click the delete button, and we want to head over to the display context page. Update click, same thing, we send in that we updated, and we want to navigate to the display context page, and we also send in the navigation object. So that's all you have to do for the main page.saml.cs file, and that'll conclude this tutorial. Next time we'll see how we actually display our context from our database, and how to delete as well from our context from the list view and the database.